Hello and welcome back to my movie reviews. I have a bit of an underrated cult classic to review for you today. This is the first movie I watched yesterday for Halloween, and it was interesting where I got it. I actually bought it at my school's bookstore. They had the box set there, and I was just like, I heard about this series before. It's released by Full Moon Entertainment, and which normally means it's a direct-to-video release. So it was a direct-to-video release when it was released, and I have to say, it's pretty underrated. Not a lot of people talk about it. At least I don't see a lot of people talking about it, and I feel it needs to get more recognition. It's the box set of the first three in the series. I only watched the first one, but if the second two are as good as the first one, then this series has some promise, and it's the Subspecies trilogy. Now, I will be reviewing all three of these. I don't know when I'm going to get the second and third one, but for today, I'm going to be reviewing the first one. Now, I know there is more than three. There's actually 5 in total. One of them is a spin-off, and then there's the fourth one, which I can't remember what it's called. The spin-off is titled The Vampire Journals. I'm not sure how much it does connect to this mythology, but apparently it is a spin-off of this series. Now, Subspecies is about a group of college students who go up to Transylvania. Transylvania, where to study vampire mythology, and they run into a real-life vampire named Radau. Or I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but that's just how I always pronounced it since I first heard of this series. Now, the subspecies are technically not the vampires. No, the subspecies are these little creatures. I'm not sure if you can see them, but they're these little demon things, and there's not, like on the cover here, you see a lot of them. There's only about 3 in the actual movie, unless they're supposed to be like different ones. The effects with subspecies are really well done, especially for a time, and especially for a direct-to-video release. It's interesting how they're created. Early in the movie, this isn't a major spoiler, Radau gets captured and he breaks off his fingers, and when the fingers break off, they fall into the ground and they turn into what is known as the subspecies, and then they break him out. And they're really well done stop motion and puppeteering with these creatures, and that seems what Full Moon really does well, is with small animatronic puppet creatures. So I have to give them high props for making those look really well done. I mean, by today's standards, they look very not that great, but they are still well done, especially for the time, and like I said, especially for a direct-to-video release. Now, the acting, like I said, direct-to-video, it's pretty good. Some of the better direct-to-video acting I think I've ever seen. I mean, sure, throughout the movie, some of it gets a little hokey, it gets kind of stupid with the acting, but it's not bad overall. The characters are not entirely one-dimensional. Some of them are, some of them aren't. It's a hit and miss, but, I'm giving it a pass. And the vampire mythology, other than the fact that Radau breaks off his fingers and creates a creature known as a subspecies, doesn't do anything interesting with it, but I feel as though if you don't have to revolutionize the vampire genre each time you make a vampire movie. All you have to do is tell a good vampire story. I honestly do think this is an underrated cult film. I definitely recommend more people check it out. Full Moon Entertainment really does well when they release their movies, and if you're going to go with a direct-to-video movie, especially with a direct-to-video vampire movie, you'll see a lot worse than this. This is really well made, well done, well executed. Some of the scares are generic, some of the lines are stupid. That's just the kind of stuff you're going to get with this, and I don't know when this was originally released. I think this DVD was released in 2005, but the movie, I don't know when this movie might have come out in 2005. I'm not entirely sure when this movie came out, but on here it says copyright 2005, so maybe it's implying that this came out in 2005. I'll have to look it up later. But from what I understand, this came out maybe it looks like it came out in the late 80s, early 90s, and even if it was released in the early 2000s, I'll still give it a pass with the effects and all that, because like I said, direct-to-video. I have to give the actors props. They did their job well. It doesn't have a whole lot of gore. It does have blood, but it's not like a splatter flick. It's just, traditional vampire movie gore. Like I said, I've seen vampire movies that are a lot worse than this one, and some of them were theatrical release. So the fact that a direct-to-video movie tops most vampire movies I've seen in theaters, means a lot, and I am very picky with my vampire movies, and I'm not talking about Twilight here, I'm talking about like, traditional vampire movies, especially with direct-to-video ones. This is one of the better vampire movies you'll find, and it's definitely one of the better direct-to-video movies you'll see, period. Now, I really recommend you check it out. You can get the movies cheap online. This box set here cost me only $7 at my school's bookstore. You can probably get the trilogy collection for like $5 online to get it used. I know, but if you try and get it new, it's going to cost you about $20, which is ridiculous. It shouldn't cost you that much. It should never cost you that much. As much as I like it, it's not worth that much. Even a couple of my friends said it was a pretty good movie. I definitely recommend it. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It is worth your time and worth your interest. Definitely check it out if you get the chance. Catch you later.